Hello, it's Miss Andrew here, aka the Barefoot Bombshell, and I am still here at the beach. Another question I got was, do I have any tips that I can give someone who's interested in starting their own jewelry collection? Yes, I definitely have tips that I can give you for starting your own jewelry collection. So I have some notes here. Basically, the first thing that you want to do is establish a target market. How I ended up starting my collection was I sell blouses. I sell handmade blouses, and I sell the blouses for about 15 bucks each. And I would have these trunk shows where I had these blouses. Well, while I was selling the blouses, a lot of the women would be like, "Oh my God, I like your earrings," or "Oh my God, I like your hair flower," or "Oh my gosh, where'd you get your bracelet?" And I thought, oh, okay, well, there's some people out there that have the similar jewelry style that I do. Because, I was selling blouses, I really said, okay, well, let me go ahead and get some accessories to go with that. So my collection was like very bohemian chic. I, did a lot of beach cover-ups and, things like that. And so I kind of chose, more statement pieces and fun pieces to go with the blouses. So that's how I was able to kind of start my theme. From there, I started getting into a little bit more formal jewelry, like the blingy stuff, because I started doing more glam, chic, like going out party type of blouses as well. So that's how I came up with my theme for my jewelry. The second thing that you want to do is determine who your target market is. My target market was basically young adults, like in their late teens and, mid to early 30s, because that was mostly my customer base for my blouses. Women in this age group are a little bit more daring. They're a little bit more willing to take risks. So, I didn't really have to pull back as far as what I was choosing for the jewelry. So it's really important for you to know the target market. After that, you need to establish a price point. Because I was only selling my blouses for, $15, I couldn't go and sell $60 bracelets or $85 earrings. It wouldn't make sense, because I'm, having a trunk show and I want the jewelry to kind of accentuate the theme of, or accent the theme of the blouses. So I was looking for really inexpensive fashion pieces, but since my blouses are handmade and were of quality, I wanted the jewelry to also be of quality. So I was looking for jewelry that I could sell anywhere from $6 to $25. That's kind of like my price range. Every now and then, I'll have some pieces that are even less than $6, and then I'll have some pieces that are a little bit more than $25, but that was like my price point that I was going for. Once you know what your price point is, it really helps you determine what suppliers and manufacturers to approach. Because if you just go out there and you want to start approaching any manufacturer, you're going to waste a lot of your time. But if you know that you're interested in fashion jewelry or costume pieces, then that's what you search for as far as suppliers. If you know that you want to go ahead and sell a pair of earrings for $6, that means that you need to find someone that you can buy the earrings from for maybe $2 or $3 and be able to make a profit on it, okay? So that's kind of how you have to look. As far as finding suppliers, that's probably the most difficult part. Reason being is a lot of these wholesalers have a wholesale minimum of anywhere from $500 to $1,000. The problem with that is you can place this order for $500 or $1,000, and then you get their jewelry and you don't like the quality of it. So what I like to do, and this is what I did, was I would contact the suppliers and I would explain to them, like, okay, this is my idea. Do you have any jewelry in these pieces? If so, can I buy some samples from you? I didn't ask them to send me anything for free. I let them know, can I get some samples? And surprisingly enough, a lot of them went ahead and said, oh, we'll send you some samples, but you don't have to pay for it. Just give us the money for the shipping. I was surprised with that. I didn't know that the suppliers would be willing to do that, but I did get quite a few that were willing to do that. Once I found a supplier that I really, really liked, had a good connection with, and liked her style, I told her, I said, hey, look, I noticed that you have a wholesale minimum order of $1,000. I'm really new to this jewelry thing. However, I do have a market that I think will do well. Is there any way that I could start off with you with doing small orders of about a $200 minimum? At first she said no. She did tell me no at first, but I kept on sending her messages like, oh my gosh, I wore some of your jewelry, people really liked it, I really think I could sell it. So then after about I want to say a month and a half or 2 months, she sent me a message and said, okay, I'll let you order from me at a $200 minimum, okay? So basically, don't be afraid to negotiate with these wholesalers. I mean, they're affected by the economy just like we are, so there's a lot of wholesalers that wouldn't look at a small buyer like myself that are entertaining that now. So definitely use this soft market to your advantage. Let's say you are not going to use a supplier at all, you want to make your own jewelry. Again, it's still just as important to have a price point, because if you're trying to sell your jewelry for $10, $15 a pair of earrings, then obviously you're not going to be buying really precious gems to put in your earrings, because otherwise you're not going to make money. The biggest thing that I want to tell you if you want to start your own jewelry line is don't commingle your money. Like, a lot of people who are crafty or into fashion, they just kind of like keep throwing money into this one direction, and it makes it really hard to determine like where your profit is at. So if you're going to say that you're going to make an initial investment into this business of $200, stick with that. Get your supplies, get your materials, get the jewelry, and sell it, and then go and do another order. Don't just keep on throwing more and more money at it. When I started my own jewelry line, I made an initial investment of about $500. That included my order of jewelry, that included the packaging for the jewelry, because obviously you want to go ahead and put the jewelry on some sort of card or something, and so that's kind of how I did with my jewelry line. If you are going to do homemade jewelry, you can sell it on Etsy. A lot of people know about Etsy. If you're going to go ahead and sell jewelry that's not homemade or vintage, you can't sell it on Etsy. What you can do is kind of do like those home parties, like the purse parties, or you know how Avon people have the parties, or Mary Kay. Talk to your friends and say, hey, I've got a jewelry line I'm coming out with. I've got about 100 pieces. Can you get some friends together? I'll pay for, you know, the drinks and some snacks. I just want to get it out there. And when you go and have these events, make sure you have a guest book where people sign and you get emails. That's so important, because when I first started Posh and Petals, I didn't have a website. So I literally had to email and mail postcards when I was having trunk shows for my blouses. And every time I had a trunk show, more and more people brought their friends, more and more people showed up. So that's how I started my jewelry line. I started selling them at people's homes. They'd throw a party. I would give them either a $20 coupon for jewelry for hosting a party, or some little incentive like that, and they would totally be down for it. And then eventually I got a website. I did my website on Wix, www.wix.com. It's free hosting. If you want to have a merchant account like I do, or a premium account, it's a little bit more. It's going to cost you, between the hosting and the PayPal and everything, you're going to be spending about $46 a month, which to me is super, super low overhead. So yeah, so I did my own website at poshandpetals.com, and you know, my cards that my earrings are on, I went to Vistaprint and designed my own cards to put the earrings on. I mean, I pretty much do everything as economic as possible so I can keep my price point as low as possible. So again, I feel like you should be able to start a jewelry line with an initial investment of probably, you know, anywhere from $200 to $500, depending on how elaborate you want to go. And definitely don't be afraid to get in communication with the suppliers and the manufacturers. See if you can get some discounts. See if they have some jewelry in the back room or the bottom floor of the warehouse that they haven't been able to move. And you'd be surprised. They'd be really willing to help you out. If you are going to go the fashion jewelry route like me, you are going to be dealing with a lot of companies that are not located in the United States. However, don't do business with a company that does not accept payment via PayPal, because a lot of these companies are honest, but a lot of them are not. And if you place an order and you go do the whole cashier check money order thing and you get some crappy pieces, you have no recourse, no way of getting your money back. But usually I notice that the suppliers that are willing to take PayPal, they're honest anyway, so they don't care, and they will send a good product. So I hope I was able to briefly give you guys some tips on starting your own jewelry line. If you have any other questions, definitely let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right, take care. Bye-bye.